How you doing, everyone? Scott back again. It's been a while, just my usual gap, but just finding the time to listen to these records and make a video about these records. I've not really had the time, but I usually do find once we've had a kind of Contact and Blood live stream, then it kind of gets me back in the rhythm of making more videos. So I've got a stack here. I don't know if I'll get through it all because it's quite a lot. Some of this is from Christmas, my birthday, you know, I've bought things, so I'll see how far I get. I don't want the video to drag on too long, but I thought I'd try and get a video to you all to see, or to show what I've been picking up and what I've been listening to. So I may as well start with Saxon, their new release, Carpe Diem. Just released a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure you've all seen this by now. This is a good album, but I think it's got good ideas. It's got some great music in it, but I think it just kind of lacks a little bit of momentum. I mean, there's some really decent songs on it. Age of Steam is one of those songs that I think kind of really harks back to the new wave of British heavy metal days, like the early 80s. It's like their song Made in Belfast from Sacrifice. You know, it's just one of those kind of like, you know, back down to earth, dirty songs that just kind of tells you, like, kind of like an industrial age song. Love the Pilgrimage as well, kind of like a slower number. It's songs like Remember the Fallen. They get a bit repetitive. You know, it's something that's probably been done before. It's nothing new. It's quite generic. But songs like Supernova, excellent. Lady in Grey is excellent as well. And Black as the Night is a really, really good chugging song as well. Overall, I think it's a good album. I just think there's something lacking from this compared to some of the others. I mean, I'm no Saxon expert. I'm no Saxon expert, but the more modern albums that I've been picking up just have a little bit more punch. You know, they're just a bit more rocky than this. This kind of just lacks that little something, but overall, pretty decent. Definitely glad I picked it up. I mean, it's definitely worth picking up. I'm sure you've all seen that, but yeah, just lacks a little something there, but overall, decent. Next up is a reissue that I picked up, I think this was November, Halford and Resurrection. When I heard this was getting reissued, I was all over it. I've been wanting this to come out for ages. First thing you notice though is the cover's been blown up. There's no sharpness to this cover at all. I don't know if you can see it. It looks actually pretty good on camera, but you know, the logo's a bit fuzzy, the picture's fuzzy. It's, you know, you think that if you're going to go to the effort to do it right. And it's probably the most basic thing out of the whole album that you could get right. I'd heard a few reports of this album that it was going to be a bit muddy in production. You know, you're better sticking to the CD. I'm not going to agree with that. I think it's still really decent. I know where people are coming from. There's a couple of tracks on this where you think the drums are a bit thin compared to the rest of the song. But overall, it's a great album. It's a great listen. I think the production's okay on it. It's not amazing, but to have this on 180 gram, 45 RPM, the mistake I made when I first put this on, I didn't know what the fuck was going on until I realised it was 45 RPM. But I mean, there's some great songs on this. Made in Hell, Nightfall, Silent Screams, The One You Love to Hate with Bruce Dickinson. People hate that song. I think it's a great song. Slow Down, I really like. Temptation. There's a couple of kind of duds, not really duds, but some that you could just probably do without. They're kind of fillers like Twist, Locked and Loaded, you know. But overall, great album. Really glad to have this finally on vinyl. I think it's worth a pick up. So that's Halford and Resurrection. I think it was reissued last year. Now, I saw this next one. This is another reissue. I saw this on HMV. It was the HMV store on eBay, and it's not an album that I was overly fussed about getting, but it was going really cheap. I think it was like $13.99. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to grab it, and it's far better than I remember. Pink Bubbles Go Ape by Halloween, the follow-up to the Keepers albums. I think that is kind of what puts people off about this album, because they expected a lot after the Keepers albums, but obviously the departure of Kai Hansen maybe added to that. But this is actually really decent. It does tail off a little bit at the end, but you've got the songs like Kids of the Century, Back on the Streets. Number One's a great song as well. You do have the kind of cheesiness of like Heavy Metal Hamsters, but even that, it's a pretty decent song. It does come on this kind of, if I can get it out, pink and black splatter. So there you go there. But I do suggest, if you are in the mind that this isn't a great album, I suggest you go back and listen to it, because it's actually a really easy listen. It's not, you don't need to focus on it, it's just there. It's, you know, it's consistently good throughout. It does tail off a little bit at the end, but it's still pretty decent. So yeah, Pink Bubbles Go Ape by Halloween. In the collection, one I wasn't really looking for, but I saw it at a really great price and I couldn't really pass it up. Next up is Sanctuary and Into the Mirror Black. Just a fantastic album. This is the music on vinyl version. Now, I did buy this pre-owned, so I was a bit disappointed when it came and it wasn't in the music and vinyl bag, because obviously with the music and vinyl you get the wee gold hype sticker and it tells you it's on whatever vinyl. This is actually on this kind of blue transparent vinyl. This is just a great album. I mean, the debut is a fantastic album as well, but this has got so much depth. You know, it's got just your plain heavy metal moments, you've got your kind of US power metal moments in there, thrash moments. It's a very easy listen, but there's enough to keep you really kind of gripped from the start. Worrell Dane sounds fantastic on it as well. Really glad to have this. It's just yeah, it's solid, absolutely solid. Might have to get in touch with Music on Vinyl to get those to get that hype sticker though, because that is going to annoy me. Because it is part of the two. I mean, Refuge Denied came out on Music on Vinyl as well, on red vinyl, and I do have that one, so I'd quite like to have it proper matching. But yeah, if you've not checked out this one, check it out. I don't know why I'm showing you that. It is so good. There we go. Yeah, I've had this on a lot and I love it. So that is Sanctuary and Into the Mirror Black. Next up, another reissue. I've got a few reissues. Savage Grace and Another State of Grace. Sorry, After the Fall. I always say that, Another State of Grace. That's another album. After the Fall from Grace from 1986. Saw these were getting reissued last year, and I was all over this one. I've still to pick up the first album. But this is an awesome album as well. It's almost got that kind of thick production that you'd expect from the 80s. You know, they've not tampered with it too much, obviously. It's just got that kind of authentic 80s US power metal vibe going on. If I was to compare it to something, I would compare it to Leatherwolf. The vocals are very alike. The production is really alike. I'm not even sure if it could be the same producer. I'm not sure. I've not even looked into it that far. But, I mean, if you like Leatherwolf, you'll like this. It's Leatherwolf all over. Like I say, the vocals they almost match. And I mean, I could pick out any song from this. It's really consistent all the way through. I mean, there's no song in this that you would think, oh my god, that I could do without that. It's all pretty, I don't know, I don't want to say it blends together, but it's all very in the same theme. It gets a bit thrashy near the end of the album, but yeah, it's straightforward, heavy metal, hints of US power metal with these kind of thrashy moments in it. And apparently, now this is just a rumour, I don't know if this is actually true, but this guy here wielding the axe is supposedly Glenn Hoglan, but I don't know if that's true, but I read that. So there we go, Savage Grace after the fall from grace. Not picked up the debut yet, but I will be getting that. So there we go. I better put this back in its wee sleeve. So I would definitely recommend, if you've not even heard Savage Grace, give them a listen, they're awesome. Next up is the reissue of Violent Revolution from Kreator. I mean, a lot would say this is their comeback album after maybe a run of three albums that were kind of in a rut in the 90s. They came back in 2001 and brought out this absolute beast of an album. You know, back to what you would really want Kreator to sound like, and it's the sound that kind of drove them forward through the noughties. So I was really happy to see this getting reissued again. I think it was reissued because this is a different cover. I'm sure the CD cover's mainly just red. I might be wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that's kind of, it's the same kind of design but a different background. Yeah, I could go through all the songs really. They're all really decent. Like I say, it just rips from start to finish really. So if you haven't, check it out, but I'm sure you have. Just a great album. On strictly limited edition black vinyl. I don't know. Next up is a band that I have really got into in the last couple of months. It's a band that I've heard of time and time again, but obviously when you're watching loads of VC videos, you know, you're kind of bombarded with bands, and some fall by the wayside. So what happened was at Christmas, my wife said to me, look, you need to put some more stuff on your Christmas list, I've not got you enough. So I put a couple of this band's albums on my Christmas list, and got them in, and just, I loved them. Well, I loved this one. I'm not going to show you the other one right now because I'm still not sure about that one. But this one is just awesome. And it's Ram and Subversum. There's the gatefold there. So new wave of traditional heavy metal. I think it's Swedish. But is it Swedish? I think it is Swedish. But some absolutely cracking tracks. If you've not heard Ram, the font on this is weird. Eyes of the Night, great song. The Usurper, another amazing song. Holy Death. Holy Death is definitely the song on here to check out. That is my favourite song off this album. Might be my favourite Ram song so far. Absolutely fantastic. I'm sure this came out in 2012. This is a 2015 reissue from Metal Blade, but Ram, absolutely awesome. I don't know if I've shown it yet, but I've got what's her new album called? It's up there. Something about a throne. I can't remember. Nah, I can't remember. But the new album, or their latest album, is awesome as well. So Ram, on the hunt for more of their stuff. Although I reckon the earlier stuff's going to be pretty hard to find. Next up, another new wave of traditional heavy metal band. Another one, same lines as Ram. gets mentioned a lot when they bring out an album. They're known for bringing out like 2 albums or an album and EP a year, and it's the band Haunt. And I picked this up pre-owned. This is Mosaic Vision, the 4-track EP. This is from 2019, but absolutely awesome. I mean, even for 4 tracks, it's just the same 4 tracks on each side. Brilliant. It's got those kind of, you know, it's obviously got the old traditional metal influences, but the vocalist's voice, I can't remember his name now. He's got a really modern voice, if you know what I mean, and it really fits together well. It came on this kind of marbled purple and gold vinyl. Got this for a steal, really. Saw this on eBay. I think I just put an offer in for about a tenner, and the guy accepted. So definitely going to pick up more Haunt. I've been looking at their albums. A lot of them have gone up in price. A lot of them kind of are sitting around the £20 mark, so that's not too bad. But yeah, I really love this. I'm not really a big EP guy, so that's why I thought, you know, if I can get this for a good price, I'll check it out. 4 songs, I'll see what it's like. Loved every track on this. Absolutely awesome. So definitely on the hunt for more Haunt. On the hunt for Haunt. And the last one. That's pretty good time. This was a recommendation from Pat at Ground Zero Salem. And when he was doing the metal tag, this was one of his answers for the metal tag. And it's a band called Saxon, and the album is called Love Shim. I'm sure this was released in 1993, I think. But he explained them, the way he explained them, and they explained them really well, is a kind of a mix of punk, heavy metal, and almost like sleaze metal. And you know, I was just literally watching this video. I had to stop and check out this album, and I loved it. And it's not really my kind of thing, you know, the punk element isn't really my thing, but with this it really seems to work. It's a really great album. It's a good mix of exactly how he described it. Punk, traditional metal, and kind of that kind of sleazy hard rock from the early 90s. It's really good. I would just check out any of them. Blood Box, Campaign, People Suck. Yeah, really good. I'm sure it's from 1993. This is a reissue from, I think it's from 2015. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Saxon, I'd never heard of them before until I'd watched Pat's video. But give this a go. It might not be up your street. It might, so give it a shot. You never know. I didn't think it would be up mine, but I loved it. So there we go. And that is it. That is my update, my first update of this year actually, which is really bad going. But you know what I'm like. The last few weeks I've really not been watching videos. I've not really been paying attention to what's happening. I'm always just busy. I've got always stuff going on. I always say I'll try and make more, but you never know. But anyway, I'll hopefully be back. I'm going to try and aim to be back in the next week. But in the meantime, let me know what you think of these pickups. And I'll speak to you very soon, hopefully in the comments. Bye bye.